Coming to you after a great 4-mile run, sitting up against a tree to catch my breath. It's When Will This Nerd Out time? How you guys doing? Happy When Will This Nerd Out time, you guys. And today we're going to be talking about some different types of intermittent fasting, how intermittent fasting and exercise in combination and alone can promote increased growth hormone production, stimulate the sympathetic nervous system to release adrenaline or epinephrine from the adrenal glands, and to promote fat burning and muscle gain all at the same time, baby. So what a great thing, huh? Before we start, I want to say happy birthday to Dr. Brian Bazin. Happy birthday, dude. I love you so much. This one is for you, my brother. We'll talk about him more at the end. I also got to say a very happy birthday to Dr. Charbel Medledge. Happy birthday, my brother. This one's for you as well. We'll talk about him too in a little bit. And, of course, last but not least, happy birthday, Justin Bernardo. Happy birthday, my brother. We'll talk about him more at the end as well. This one, of course, is also for you. But as for now, let's get into our discussion on intermittent fasting and the different types and things like that. All right, so when we talk about intermittent fasting, well, yeah, there are a few different ways you could do it. One is intermittent calorie restriction, and with intermittent calorie restriction, you are going to fast for a minimum of 24 hours for either 2 or 3 days a week, and the other days you eat ad libitum or regularly throughout the day. All right, so we call these the 2-5 form of fasting, where you fast for the 2 days and then eat regularly for 5, or a 3-4 where you fast for 3 and eat for 4 regularly throughout the day. All right, so that's not the type of fasting I practice, but I know a lot of people have success with it. So if that's right for you or fits your schedule better, maybe consider that. Right now, when they talk about fasting, with everything we're going to mention here, some studies they show people to have up to 25% of their daily average caloric intake on fasted days. If you're asking me, I do strict fasts where I have black coffee, water, nothing really with any calories in it during the fasting period, at least, of course. But that's up to you. So if it's super tough for you, yeah, you could have up to 25% technically, according to some studies, of your daily caloric intake on fasted days. Another type of fasting we have is time-restricted feeding. And with time-restricted feeding, this is the one that I love and I practice every day. Time-restricted feeding, it just means you're going to eat for a certain number of hours every day, and you're going to fast for a certain number of hours every day. And this could be either in the form of like a 16-8, an 18-6, or a 24. And, when we say 16-8, we mean you fast for 16 hours, eat for 8. And the same goes for, 18-6 or 24, where you fast for 20 and eat for 4 hours. Now, I fast for, get this, 22 hours a day, and I eat for 2 hours a day. I'm not even kidding. That's exactly what I do. 22 is my lucky number, so it's fun. But, thought you'd like that, Baze. And I've had great success with it. I feel great mentally and physically. Right? So I do that every day. Now, when we talk about time-restricted feeding, well, it kind of centers around the concept of regulating your circadian rhythm. And this comes with the concept of chrononutrition, as it focuses on the timing of your eating, interplaying with your circadian system regulation of physiology, behavior, and metabolism. And with time-restricted feeding, the same concept goes where, a lot of studies show you could have up to 25% of your average daily caloric intake when you're fasting. But I personally, I would say, if you can, don't have any calories, just water, things like black coffee, black tea during the fasting period. That's worked best for me. I've tried both, and, to each their own. It's up to you, all right? So when we talk about, what up, XZ0R, how you doing? Thanks for hopping on. So when we talk about the other form of fasting, it's known as alternate day fasting, and you'll fast for one day, you'll eat the next day. Fast for one day, eat the next day. All right? And the same rule applies here with that 25% of daily caloric intake. You can do that, but just try fasting through it on your fasted days. So when we talk about the effects of fasting in general, whether it be intermittent, through different days of the week, right? Like that 2-5 or the 3-4 with intermittent calorie restriction, or, alternate day or time restricted feeding. Well, the big thing that happens, it's more than just exercise in general and diet and lifestyle that can promote fat burning and muscle growth. And what we focus on a lot with intermittent fasting is hormone optimization. And when we talk about, and nervous system regulation, when we talk about hormone optimization, studies have shown that we will release up to, we'll talk about the study in particular, but, let's just say first, 12 to 24 hours of fasting will boost growth hormone levels drastically. And generally, the longer you fast, the more they'll be boosted, all right? To a point, of course. Now, don't go fasting for a week, all right? Now, one study that was done in the Intermountain Medical Center's Heart Institute showed that men who fasted for 20 to 24 hours in a day had up to a 2,000% increase in human growth hormone levels, and women who fasted for that same amount of time, that 20 to 24 hours in a day, had a 1,300% increase in growth hormone levels. So why do we want to increase growth hormone? Well, we had a whole discussion on growth hormone here at When Wellness weeks ago, but some of the big things and that are worth mentioning, we're focusing on today, are the fact that increased growth hormone promotes lipolysis, and that's the mobilization of fats, and beta oxidation, or the burning of fat for energy, right, in the mitochondria. So on top of that, growth hormone promotes muscle growth, of course, as the name precedes itself, right? So aside from boosting growth hormone, there's some other interesting effects we get from fasting and exercise, and we'll talk about the two working in concert here in a second. But there was another study done at the Department of Intensive Care in Aarhus University in Denmark that showed that intermittent fasting for prolonged periods can increase blood flow to the abdomen region, and hence increase lipolysis and beta oxidation, or fat breakdown, in the abdomen specifically. And therefore, this is showing a localized effect of fat burning, the localized induction of fat burning to the abdomen. All right, so if people tell you that fasting can't, localize fat to specific regions of the body, well, it can. And the abdomen is certainly one of them. And again, this came in this study from an increase in blood flow to the abdomen, and of course, hormonal release and sympathetic nervous system stimulation, which we're going to talk about right now. So when you put your body under healthy stress, whether it be from prolonged periods of fasting or from high intensity exercise, or weightlifting or cardiovascular exercise, well, are neural mechanisms, right? And we talked about BDNF production and autophagy and things like that, and neurogenesis in our recent discussions on intermittent fasting and brain health. But also, do these healthy forms of stress promote fat burning, fat mobilization and lipolysis, and fat burning and beta oxidation, right? And so when we work out, we increase, and when we work out in a fasted state especially, we increase the efficiency of what's called cyclic AMP, and cyclic AMP is involved in the signal transduction pathway of adrenaline after it binds to a cell surface receptor, of course, after it's released from the adrenal glands, right? So to start from the top, we get that healthy stress, whether it comes from intermittent fasting or exercise or a combination of the two. Then epinephrine is released from the adrenal glands due to sympathetic nervous system stimulation, and our sympathetic nervous system deals with fight or flight, right? So it makes sense that when we're working out, we're going to be releasing, epinephrine, right? Or aka adrenaline, also releasing norepinephrine. But that epinephrine will then go to the target tissue, bind the cell surface receptor, and trigger an intracellular cascade, which involves G proteins, cyclic AMP, and kinases, which eventually, again, will promote fat burning. All right? So we have this release of growth hormone. We have this release of adrenaline when we exercise in a fasted state, right? So we get muscle growth, we get fat burning. So when is the best time to exercise in the fast? The beginning, the middle, the end? It's the end of your fast. You will have generally the best results doing cardiovascular exercise or weight training towards the latter end of your fast to maximize growth hormone release and fat burning and muscle growth. All right. So, before we get out of here, we gotta talk about a couple people, and one of them is Dr. Brian Bazin. Happy birthday, Baze. Happy birthday, dude. God, man, I love you so much. You're such an awesome person, man. You're so much fun. You're so genuine. You always are true to yourself, where, you don't do things because other people do them. You do it because you think it's right, and I always respected that about you. I always respected also your ability to have a great time every day of your life. So happy. You're one of the happiest people I know. You're always pumped for life. You have that innate excitement for it, and that's such a fantastic thing. And dude, when I think of you, aside from thinking about all our little stupid jokes, great jokes, 22. I think of the first time I was in Iowa, and I was out there for rugby, and I didn't know anybody, and a kid on the rugby team said, I know some guys who are looking for another roommate, here's their address, and it was 2222 Ripley Street, so I knew it was meant to be right away. And I texted you, because of course I had to find a place to live. I was staying in hotels before that, and you said, yeah, just come around the back door, we'll talk. And we hung out in the kitchen, we talked for the first time, and you were super cool. You were like, hey, if you want to crash, kick it here for the weekend, then we'll figure out if you want to live here. That's cool. And I said, thanks man. And you said, yeah, we're also having a little party here today. And I was like, oh, party, that sounds great. All right. So I went out, I bought a 30 rack of Bush, a watermelon, and some shrimp and cocktail sauce. And I came back, and I'm thinking like, all right, we're about to get bumping. And the party really was for your white coat ceremony. It was just Baze and obviously Zach and Chubbs, who were living there. I love you guys too if you see this. But your family was there, and it was like your mom and your uncle who was like, you going to Pledge the Pie House? And I was like, I don't know, man. And I ended up doing it, and had a great time, of course. But yeah, it was great. It was like a few of us. Maybe your sister was there. We had the best time, and we had this giant watermelon and this 30 rack of Bush, and we kicked it off right in Iowa, man. God, aside from that, dude, so many great times. I've always had fun with you. We had a sleepover once where I moved my mattress into Baze's room, my air mattress at the time, because I slept on it for like 6 months. It had a crazy hump in the middle of it, but I still slept on it until I got to bed. And I slid it next door into your room, and you were playing the guitar. We were hanging out, and we had a slumber party. That was fun, man. That's the oldest slumber party I've ever had. I think I was like 25 at the time, so it was great, dude. God, this one is for you, my brother. I really hope you're enjoying your day, and happy birthday. Very happy birthday. Who else we got? Dr. Charbel Medlins. Happy birthday, man. Oh, my gosh. When I think of Charbel, you you are one of the mentally toughest people I know, and that's saying a lot. That's very impressive, man. I'm very impressed because you were able to get through the whole Palmer curriculum, maintain a 4.0, be our valedictorian, be great at rugby, be a down-to-earth, cool guy that took good care of his own health and always showed up fit to every practice and game. And if you were late, it's because you were probably emptying the dishwasher or getting through your last round of notes for the day. It's never because you were just doing dumb stuff. You're always on top of everything, man, and I'm proud of you for that. Don't ever stop being you. And great rugger, great guy, and I want you to know this one as well is for you, my brother. So happy birthday. It was great seeing you recently, and I'll see you soon. Now, hopefully at a sevens tournament. Now we also have Justin Bernardo. Happy birthday, Nardo. Dude, when I think of you, I think of going up to Dickinson, playing some football, you wearing the Yankee hat. I think I said that last year in Wellness. I don't really remember, but that's what I think of. And you were a cool guy, man. I never went to Northport, so I never was in school with you, anything like that, or you and a bunch of the boys like the Tones and them. But I always had a great time anytime I was hanging out with you guys. You're happily married now, you and Erin, and it seems like you're living a great life from everything that I see on social media and whatnot, and I'm really happy to see that, man. And I want you to know as well, this one absolutely is for you. So I hope you had a great day today. I hope you're having a great night. You have some fun plans. Maybe you guys go out to dinner, maybe get a workout in, go get some drinks. I don't know, whatever you're doing. I really hope that you enjoy it. All right, so thank you guys so much. Baze, what's up, baby? We were just talking about you. You can watch it again if you want. I said a lot. I'll keep everyone for another 10 minutes if I talk about you. So again, so thank you guys so much. I had fun doing this again today, as I do every day, because I love life and I love When Wellness, because it's about getting people to do good things for themselves, independent of everything else in this world and anyone else in this world. And that's been our mission from day one, and I just hope that we can help to instill that within you. All right, and you don't need us, you don't need anybody. You just need yourself, and you need to love and respect yourself and do good things for yourself as often as you can, and become addicted to improving your body and mind. It will change your life. So thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Happy When Wellness. Thank you.